This is the story of Stormé DeLarverie. Many of us either remember firsthand or know the story of Stonewall, what we now regard as the first Pride, and certainly in many ways the beginning of the modern movement for LGBT rights. Although Stormé would eventually end up being a central figure to the Stonewall uprising, her story begins much earlier than that. Stormé was born in 1920 in New Orleans, Louisiana, to a white father and a black mother. She was never issued a birth certificate, and therefore she never knew when she was born. Stormé was an outcast from the word go. Growing up biracial in the South, she faced many beatings, oppression, and bullying from her peers. She had lifelong damage to one of her legs from the physical abuse that she endured. In addition to always being different because of her biracial identity, Stormé also always knew that she was not attracted to men. After years of oppression and hardship, Stormé finally moved to Chicago, where she was able to dress more freely like a man. Chicago gave her a new start, and she was able to pass as a straight man because being a masculine-presenting gay woman was too risky. Her friends remember her as having the swagger of James Dean. For the first time in her life, Stormé was able to be herself. She found a life partner, Diana, and she was also able to lean into her passion for singing and for performing. She even embraced a new look. Gone were the days of frilly dresses and curls from her childhood, and in came her look that would soon make her famous. A long, fitted suit, short hair, and a stare that used to make all the women swoon. She eventually decided to take her show on the road with Doc Benner and Danny Brown in their show, The Jewel Box Review. Their traveling drag show went from Cleveland to Miami, Detroit to New York, and featured Stormé as the MC and music director. The show was a huge success. The quality of the show's production was top-notch, and the content just as incredible. Stormé was finally able to be herself, not having to pretend to be a straight male anymore, but embracing her identity as a masculine-presenting gay woman. She was able to live in a bubble of acceptance with fellow cast members and close friends. And although Stormé and her fellow drag performers were accepted as entertainers, the minute they stepped off stage and went back into the real world, they continued to face horrible oppression. On June 28, 1969, Stormé was at a local bar, the Stonewall Inn in New York City, which served as an unofficial meeting place for the city's queer folks. That night, police raided the bar. It was illegal for gay folks to gather publicly and illegal for people to cross-dress. So police would come in, check IDs, and if their legal gender did not match the way that they presented, they would take their liquor and kick them out of the bar. Usually, people would go along with the police antics, leaving the bar when the cops came in to raid the place. But on this night was different. People decided enough was enough, refused to hand over their IDs, refused to leave the bars. People fought back. People made it well known that they refused to continue living in the margins. A lot of people say Stormé threw the first punch at police, channeling her anger to protect her community. Stonewall had an incredible impact on the world, but also impacted Stormé in her personal life. Later that year, her partner of over 25 years, Diana, died, and Stormé stopped touring with the Jewel Box Review. Stormé was broken, both from her personal losses and by the treatment of her community. And so she began working as a security guard at lesbian and gay nightclubs, and became known as watching out for the younger queer women, protecting them from people who meant them harm. She would do so into her late 70s. Stormé lived out her final days well taken care of by the friends that she had protected for so many years. At 93 years old, Stormé passed away peacefully, fully affirmed, supported, and safe. Stormé faced so much in her long life, so much oppression, so much hatred, so much pain and loss. And she gave out love and acceptance in return. And you probably won't read about her in the history books. You won't see her story or see any streets named after her, but her story matters. What she brought to this world matters.